Hi there. So I finally managed to see Snow White, and to be honest, I liked it. It's not a masterpiece, but it's also not the awful film some people are talking about online. And considering it was announced 9 years ago, then the pandemic came, Disney changed CEOs twice, a lot of changes going on in the world. It's understandable that all of these issues affected the final film. But I must say, and I stand by this, that Rachel Zegler is the best thing about this film. She is an impressive Snow White. She embodies the character, the personality of the character perfectly. And I know that there are going to be spoilers, so if you don't like spoilers, don't watch this video. She is no longer called Snow White because her skin is white, but because she is born during a storm. But I mean, it's centuries that fairy tale change according to society, and it will keep change, and they will keep change because that's what we do as human beings. We do change, and if we cannot accept this, I mean, what are we talking about? And I'll try to talk about this film in chronological order. So we got a prologue at the beginning of the film when we got to know young Snow White and the king and the queen and the relationship they have with the kingdom, which is an interesting one. And also we got new songs in this film. And to be honest, okay, so we got Pasek and Paul writing new songs. I think mostly because the songs from Snow White and Pinocchio are not owned by Disney, but they are owned by the Warner Music Company because back then Disney didn't own a publishing company, meaning that they have to pay the rights to Bourne every time they use the songs, and which is ironic. I mean, When You Wish Upon a Star from Pinocchio is the song we hear at the beginning of every Disney film, and it doesn't belong to Disney if you think about it. But anyway, um, "Waiting on a Wish" is the second song we hear in the film. The song about Snow White and what she wants, and the song we got to know Snow White from, and it's actually the best song about the new ones. And after the song, we get to know Jonathan. Maybe the prince was, I mean, it couldn't work in today's world. So they created this new character, which is like a thief, but at the same time, he's faithful to the old king. Nobody knows where the king is. He disappeared, he's dead, who knows? And somehow Snow White gets attracted to the moral that this guy has. Like, he's free, she's not. And we also get to know the queen a bit better through him because when he is arrested and brought to the queen, um, he's also used as a funny character in the scene. And okay, what can I say about Gal Gadot as the queen? She embodies the character physically. She's perfect in the role from a physical standpoint. But I there's something in her acting that didn't exactly convince me, and the way she portrays the character. And most importantly in the song, because the queen has a song in this film. um I don't know, there's something the when the song begins, I was saying, okay, I like this song. After the first 30 seconds, something changes. It doesn't really work anymore to me. I don't know why, but uh so the queen, there's something not working about the queen. Actually, the characters improves when she turns into an old woman. Somehow she's more believable when she turns into an old woman than at the beginning of the film. I don't know why. And another thing that changes mid-film is the atmosphere. When Snow White runs from the hunter into the forest, the atmosphere changes. It's more magical. It resembles the most recent Disney live-action remakes. It's more magical. It feels like Disney again. I don't know why, but there is this change of tone, this change of atmosphere, and we get to know the dwarves, and they sing "I Ho," of course. The only two songs from the original Snow White we hear are "I Ho" and "Whistle While You Work." And actually, "I Ho" is longer than it used to be in the original film, and we got to know the dwarves to it in a bit better. Like, we got to know why Grumpy is grumpy, who is grumpy, who is happy, who is sleepy, who are the dwarves. I mean, it's used as a tool for us to get to know them better. And another thing that surprised me, I wasn't expecting this at all because we all saw the pictures of the dwarves. And when they come out, like a few years ago, we all said, "Oh, it doesn't really work." But somehow on screen, I kind of, they worked. I mean, the kind of realism they have in the skin, but also the shape of the head is it works. It didn't bother me at all. I completely bought what I was watching. And this is something I wasn't expecting to happen, but I didn't. They didn't bother me at all. Like I wasn't expecting this. I wasn't expecting this. Then the second act, the third act are completely changed from the original film, and there is this connection we have between Jonathan and Snow White. I mean, it's good to see that the character of, let's say, the prince, even if he's not a prince, is becoming more. I mean, it's a character. I mean, the original prince wasn't doing much, right? So at least we got this change of situations, which is enjoyable. And another thing that has been changed from the original film is that Dobby talks in here. I mean, he doesn't talk at the beginning. He talks after Snow White is reawakened by the kiss of true love. He begins to talk. At the beginning, I didn't like this because I mean, it's part of the character of Dobby. He can't talk, but I understand why they did this, even if at the beginning feels a bit weird. And another thing that has been changed from the original film is the way the queen dies. And I mean, the original death of the queen is iconical, right? And I must admit, this film doesn't stand. And in this, from this point of view, so we got Snow White walking into town with the dwarves and this band of criminals, which is led by Jonathan. And she remembers the name of everybody in town. That's how she manages to convince them that they can have a better life with her as queen. And there are two different worldviews of why, what is power, and why should somebody have power. So the queen wants to have power because she wants to use it, to wield it, and Snow White wants to be kind. And so the fact that when she's getting arrested, she remembers, I know who you are. You're a soldier, but you used to be a farmer. I know who your wife is. I know. So this is something that is convincing. I mean, I think it worked, and I like this. But the thing is that how do you manage to kill the queen in this situation? I mean, Snow White tells her, "You can go, you can leave," but of course she doesn't. She gets back into the castle and she goes back to talk with the mirror, and the mirror tells her that Snow White is more beautiful than she is because she's also beautiful inside. And so she breaks the mirror, and somehow she turns into dust, and she gets sucked into the mirror, and uh, I, it doesn't really work. I mean, I don't really. Um, I mean, we all do remember how she dies in the original film, and how iconic that scene was, and why. Um, uh, I didn't like it. I didn't like it, but the ending is interesting. So we got Snow White marrying Jonathan, and we discovered that Dopey has been the voiceover the narrator over the entire film, and wow, I mean, now I understand why they made this, and okay, it makes sense. It makes I really liked this idea, considering that is the dwarf that has the best relationship with Snow White. It makes sense. Makes sense. So overall, I would say this film is a 6.7, maybe 7, and 6.5. Sorry, maybe 7, and uh, I was expecting maybe. I mean, because it's Snow White, right? Is the film that began it all. I think we were all expecting something more, but I mean, overall, it was a decent film, and maybe it's also part of the current world situation. Maybe it was a project that wasn't meant to be from the beginning. Maybe if they released this film like 2 years ago, it would have had a better chance to convince the audience. It would have been a different film entirely, who knows? But that's not why we got, and we have to live with it. So let me know what you think of this film, and if you are still here, thanks for keeping watching, and see you next time.